It's time. Get on up. It's time. You say what's the time for? It's time for Shooter. Shooter and who? Shooter and Schoolie. It's We the Thunder. We're talking boats. We're talking boats. We're talking type of hockey. We're making sense. Oh, what's going on at the bench? I said Cooper. Whoa. Coach Cooper. What? You got the boys buzzing. He always does it. Pedro's gonna show you what he's got. Coach will get in his head, but still will rock. Jake's Mr. Consistent and Captain America. But how about these new guys picking up the slack? We're talking boats. We're talking boats. We're talking Tampa hockey. We're making sense. Oh, what's going on at the bench? It's time. You said what's it time for? Say what's it time for? It's time for a shooter. It's time for a shooter. Shooter and who? Shooter and who? Shooter and Schoolie. It's We the Thunder. Get on up. It's time. Get on up. It's time. You say what's the time for? It's time for Shooter. Shooter and who? Shooter and Schoolie. It's We the Thunder. We're talking boats. We're talking boats. We're talking type of hockey. We're making sense. Oh, what's going on at the bench? I said Cooper. Whoa. Coach Cooper. What? You got the boys buzzing. He always does it. Pedro's gonna show you what he's got. Coach will get in his head, but still will rock. Jake's Mr. Consistent and Captain America. But how about these new guys picking up the slack? We're talking boats. We're talking boats. We're talking Tampa hockey. We're making sense. Oh, what's going on at the bench?
To We the Thunder. My name is Rob. My friends call me Shooter.
This is crazy.
It's freaking crazy. That guy is Thomas Schoolie. And Thomas Schoolie, did you know?
I didn't know Lavassi was a lefty.
Did you know he was a lefty? Because if you didn't know, you know now.
You mean White Tyson?
White Tyson. Oh, man. All right. So we've got 3 games to talk about. One really big, cold one. We've got Jay Retcher coming on the show here at 8:30, about 23 minutes. We got a game for Jake, or for Jake Retcher. We'll call him Jake Retcher. So we got a game, Stadium Series game for him. We've got trade rumors going on. We had a thriller last night. Some would say last night's game was better than Sunday's game. But where do you want to start? Where do you want to? Should we go back? There was actually a game before the Stadium Series. Do you remember that far back?
Listen. I still am dreaming about Stadium Series Day. I mean, the best game ever. Well,
hold on. I have 2 announcements before we get started, because I guess we'll just talk about Stadium Series. We have to talk about last night's game. That game was awesome. First off, Schoolie, by your popular request, we're going to start selling these headbands, I think. This is just for you. The Thunder headband. Sticks of Fire might get mad because that used to be their thing. They used to have the headbands, right? I don't see them do it anymore.
No, they had scarves.
Yeah, I guess they had the scarves. They were on the big screen at Stadium Series. I'm just kidding, though. I just wear this at this point just to piss you off. You know that. We'll switch it up.
Your transitioning phase. We got it.
It's called the I need a haircut phase. And look at that. I got to put my hat backwards because else you guys can't see my face. That pisses off Schoolie too. If you're new to this show, we are Lightning fans and we like to talk about the Lightning, and we break up each week of Lightning, usually on Wednesday nights, into little bite-sized crunchy biscuits, you would say. Nobody says that. But but that's kind of what we do. So if you're new to the show, I know there's a lot of new followers with the big game going on. Welcome. This show's not very serious. We get some really good guests somehow. But this is like the one time a week, besides when I'm at Lightning games, where I actually have a little bit of fun. Because the rest of the time, same thing with you. I guess you might have a little more fun that I don't know about. But we work all week, right? So we get to enjoy hockey and get to talk about hockey.
I'm in Jacksonville now.
Exactly.
I'm coming live from Jacksonville.
You're frozen from Jacksonville right now, and there you go. He's back. All right, so
I'm in Jacksonville now for work.
Yeah, and you've seen me do this show if you've been watching from hotel rooms as well. So first off, we're going to mention this a couple times. Let me go to the screen here. The shirt that I have on right now, look at the Jay Retcher missing in action. He'll be here at 8:30. The shirt that I have on right now, we're going to give away one tonight. Put hashtag Freeze the Bay in the chat with your comment. You got to be here live. Sorry, podcast listeners. Sorry, people that watch afterwards. You can buy these shirts still if you want to, but not for long. Only till we run out, but we're going to give one away tonight. Your size. So put in the chat hashtag Freeze Bay. Freeze the Bay. And please do that so we can make sure this is working. We haven't used this giveaway tool in a long time. So hashtag Freeze the Bay to a chance to win a shirt, and we'll get that sent out to you tomorrow. All right. Just real quick, though. There was a game before the Stadium Series in between our last show. Thursday night, Winnipeg Jets, the lowly Winnipeg Jets. I don't know what happened to this team. And really the only moment in this game that was like a oh shit moment, and tell me if you remember this, was when Kucherov went down in like a accidental colliding with somebody and stayed down and skated off the ice, and thank God came back in the second period. Did you have to change your underpants between the first and second period when Kuch went down?
Real quick, so I see Lisa McMahon did it. It's hashtag Freeze the Bay, one word, not at freeze space the space bay. Do hashtag.
Mandingo's in and Blake. So we got a couple of you guys in. So yeah, keep putting that in there.
Do hashtag and then the whole word together. Yeah, I mean it was an accidental, like his elbow was right at Kuch's head level. It was not done on purpose. It didn't look like either player was looking that it was happened. Yeah, it was Logan Stanley. And it was like
Ryan said sorry the next period when Kuch came back.
Yeah. And it was like, oh no, we need him for the Stadium Series.
Oh no, that hotel Wi-Fi is working real well at the Holiday in Jacksonville.
It's an
this
Airbnb.
Might be a solo show until Jay Retcher gets here at 8:30. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Hashtag Freeze the Bay. I'm gonna put it at the bottom to remind you guys. Schoolie, you keep going in and out.
Let's see if I moved. It's an Airbnb. It's not even a hotel.
All right, so yeah, Kuch anyway came back. I thought it was. Are you laying in a bed right now?
No, why would you think that?
Sure, the show just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It is an Airbnb. It's not even a hotel. It's an Airbnb.
All right, nobody cares. Just fix your internet, bro. Come on. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I thought it was knee. I thought it was because it was kind of knee to knee. And again, it was an accident, but I got really worried during that intermission. Anyway, Bolts come back, win that game, and then we're off to Sunday's festivities. The Stadium Series. I mean, where do we begin with this? I guess we can begin with them entering the stadium. I know you made it over there. I did not. That was like Sunday was like the fastest day I've ever lived in my life. It was like I show up at the stadium. I met up with you when I first got there. I blinked and the game was over and I'm on my way home.
Well, I mean, my day started with, getting there. We were parking at Steven Sofredo's house, who's one of our buddies and our listeners. We were parking at his house. I get there. At first, I told him I was gonna get there at 8:30, and then Shooter had early shading me. So I said, "Okay, make it 10 o'clock." So at 10 o'clock, I got there.
First of all, hold on, timeout. What were you gonna do there at 9 a.m.? The parking lots didn't even open till 12:30.
I couldn't sleep, and you know, and I wasn't parking. I was parking at his house. So I get there. I get to his house at like 9:50, and I text him. I'm like, "I'm here." No response.
Yeah, because he was
10
working
o'clock.
late.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, no response. 10:15, he's like, "Oh, you can come in." So I'm like, "Okay." I was just chilling in my car. He brought me cookies. Shout out to Insomnia Cookies because he's the GM for Insomnia Cookies. Go check them out; they're really good. So he brought me some Insomnia Cookies, and then I walked over to the stadium at 10:30, 10:45. And, and then
Got there.
Serena and them sat in their cars in the turn-in lane waiting for the things to open up. It was good. It was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't sleep, so I was like, why not head down there before the mass crowds?
Yeah, I was super excited all morning. Couldn't wait to get out there. Got there early as well. And guess who we run into? They're in the chat. The first people we run into, I didn't even realize they were right in front of me. Actually, Michelle wasn't, but Orozco was standing right in front of us. I'm in line to get into the NHL pregame, which I wanted to do because I didn't get to do that in Nashville. And Schoolie comes over and starts shaming me. He's like, "What are you going to do in there?" I'm like, "I don't know. All the awesome activities that we talked about on the last show." So I went and did that. You went and started walking or pacing around or whatever. I don't even know what you did. And then
No, and why I was saying hi to you. Well, when I was walking over to say hi to you, a few people, one being Michelle in the line she was in line for the merchandise. Then it was Mike Cernak from The Bone, his wife, and then Matt Orozco turns around and is like, "Hey," and you're like, Roscoe should be here. It's like, yeah, he's right in front of you, you dork. Like literally the person in front of you. I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah, and then as we're going into that, I got to hang out with Paris in the NHL pregame for a little bit. So we went and did some accuracy shooting. She beat me in accuracy shooting, but to be fair, it was not a puck, it was a ball. Shooty don't play no ball hockey, but Paris nailed a couple targets. So she's getting pretty good at this hockey thing. So we got to hang out with and see her. And then I hit a couple tailgates. We both hit Sticks of Fire tailgate, which I think was probably the best one of the day. And then I had some hockey guys in town. It was awesome. And then we head to the game, right? And I didn't sit with you, so I didn't really head to the game with you. You were there early. You went and saw the whole entry. So you had the Bruins. They did their entry with the Patriots, not Patriots uniforms, actual Patriots, like get up, like colonial Patriots.
Colonial.
Yeah. What do you think of that? No comment? You're falling asleep here on your bed.
I thought it was a great homage to it. And I was just wondering if maybe they thought the Lightning were coming as pirates. And that's why they did that.
It would have made a lot
Because
of sense.
that would have been the obvious choice that the Lightning were going to do.
Well, they did come in as pirates, just different pirates. Buccaneers and the creamsicle. And as soon as you sent me the picture, what did I say?
No, they shouldn't have done that. We don't win in creamsicle.
I did not like that. The Bucks do not have a great record in those creamsicles, so I was not on board with the creamsicle. But man, like what a game. Just from the opening draw, Hagel 11 seconds in, like I'm barely paying attention to the game, and we're scoring a goal. Go down, we're losing 5-1 halfway through. Score a goal. Fassi and Swayman get in a goalie fight. And I'm at this point, I'm having an out of body experience. I'm like, is this happening right now? Are we actually seeing Vassie fight? I mean, anybody, but Vassie and Swayman at mid ice. Holy cow. Did you lose your mind for that?
Well, you knew Vassie was pissed off. He's given up 5 straight goals. You see Swayman go after Hagel. You see him using his blocker, which Vassie said in his interview. And then you had to find something to get this team riled up. And that seemed to be the turning point of this game was Vassie's fight.
Yeah, totally. After that, the parade of penalties. I love the Boston fans acting like they haven't watched their team all season, who leads the league in penalties, and they made some horrible mistakes in that game with penalties. And man, you give this team an inch and they take a mile. And you saw that in a little micro way last night too. But hey, I see somebody in the green room here. I don't want to keep him waiting because he can talk about this stuff too. And really, why I wanted him to come on is because we give that fan experience that you guys all had, or some of you guys didn't make it to the game. But he had the full media experience. So I wanted to kind of get his take, his reactions from the game, and see what it was like from him, because he really... He was right in the middle of it all. Like he had his some of his posts featured on like ESPN because he was doing the interviews. He got a little cooch time. What am I talking about? Let's just bring the man on. Hold on. Let's bring him on. Jay Retcher. You all know him. You all know him. Jay Retcher, the Jay Retcher podcast, from Beckles. Dude, I mean, can you take us down a little bit from this freaking high that we're still on, that was just extended by last night's wild ending?
We're not leaving. We're staying this high forever. We're higher than Snoop Dogg riding a giraffe right now. That's just the way it goes. What a weekend. Schoolie, are you okay, buddy? Every time I look at you, I feel like your posture. We need to work on your posture or something. He's always got a gangster lean going on.
Here's the problem.
There you go. I worry about your back every time I worry about your back.
I'm in Jacksonville.
I'm in thing going on every time.
I'm in Jacksonville for work. So Duval. And so
Schoolie, I gotta tell you, I popped pretty loud when you were the guest a couple weeks ago when they were like Thomas, and I was like, oh shit! I was like, I know that guy. I was like, Schoolie. They say you don't cheer in the press box. I push that line as close as anybody has ever done it. I don't cheer for the game, but I'll cheer for like the hometown hero. I'll cheer for the military person. I'll cheer for the anthem singer, and I sure as hell am going to cheer for Tom Schoolie. No doubt about it. Because they can't say anything about that. I'm not cheering for the game. They didn't say you can't cheer for that kind of stuff. But guys, what an incredible! I still. Like, people are still asking me about the game. I just got back from baseball practice, and everybody's like, what was that experience like? It was one of the greatest nights in the history of Tampa Bay sports, and that's not hyperbole. It just really was. I mean, you can argue that outside of the teams that have won the championships, I mean, game 162 really is the only other thing that I can really think of that, you know, obviously the Super Bowl, and I'm talking about in the city of Tampa. Bucks winning the Super Bowl, the Lightning winning their first and third Stanley Cups, but outside of that, man, game 162 in this, it's unfreaking real. The Vazzy fight is something that is, I turned around and it was weird because the Lightning players were in the press box. So the guys that weren't in there. So it was to my right, when I turned around my left, Jack Finley, Curtis Douglas, Max Groshev, Braden Point, and then Emil Lilleberg and Charles Wardes too. And every player was like cheering on Vazzy, and it was the craziest thing. I felt so bad for Pointer. Pointer was the only one that didn't say anything. I've never seen a person have FOMO more in my entire life. He just wanted to be out there so bad. You could tell, like, he's, Pointer's a 2-time Stanley Cup champ. Like, he wants to take part in all this shit. He loved Nashville. I felt so bad for him. But Douglas and Finley, they were cheering, and just that, and being able to talk to Vasi after the fact, and talking to Nikita Kucherov. I've known Kuch for a decade now, and I've talked to him like in depth maybe twice. And the first time was after that craziness in Toronto with the skills competition, and then this. And he just seemed like he really wanted to talk. And you're not going to get Kuch to talk about himself. You're really not. But when you talk about his buddy Vasilevsky, he'll talk all damn day. So it was great, and it's not something that I'll ever take for granted, guys. I mean, we've been very fortunate the last decade to have some incredible moments for Team Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay. And Saturday practice was awesome, and then the game on Sunday. So we're very, very fortunate. And again, last night, I mean, shit, man. I was ready to go. All right, here's my Retros rapid reaction. They lost. It was a hangover, and here comes Darren Radish with a 98-mile-an-hour shot to tie the game, and then Gensel wins it in overtime. It's like, it's hard not to think about the 2020 and 2021 teams, because that's what it felt like. Even 2019 when they got swept, like, it just seemed like every night you went to the arena, you were surprised when they lost. And I was like getting to that point last night where if they would have lost, I'm like, damn, we haven't really been in the locker room many times when we've talked about a loss since the beginning of the season, but that's where we're at right now. So I feel like we're getting back to that time where the Lightning are one of the better teams, if not the best team in hockey. And, they're led by, I think, three guys, John Cooper, who I think this year will probably be the year he wins the Jack Adams finally. Andrei Vasilevsky, where you look at it and he's arguably the Vezina Trophy winner. And now with Nikita Kucherov, it seems like every night he's got more of a chance to score 4 points than 0. I mean, he could be the Hart Trophy guy too. It's unfreaking believable to watch this team do what they do on a nightly basis. And, they finish their, I want to say first half of the season, but the first big chunk of the season before they head to the Olympics on Friday tomorrow night against the Florida Panthers. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm not too eager to watch this game tomorrow because it has nothing to do with the final score.
But the Panthers are on a back-to-back. They're playing against Boston tonight. So, they're tied 2-2 right now. But it's going to be good that we're going to have the Panthers on the back end of this back-to-back.
Did you guys see the hit?
The elbow to the head, a Panthers, classic Panthers style. I actually called the penalty, though. Amazing.
I don't quite understand. Like, I am one of those people where, and this kid, Sandis Vilmanis, this is not one of those guys. This isn't AJ Greer. This isn't Ekblad. This isn't Marchand or Kachuk or any of those guys. Like, I always say, all right, be careful, because I think a lot of times when a guy gets hit and a person gets hurt, sometimes people are unfair when they talk about the legality of the hit. Like, for me, a guy, and it's ironic because being from New York, but the hits from like Jacob Trouba. Like, for me, Jacob Trouba's a big guy. He kept his elbow down. He hit guys with their heads down, and he didn't get penalized from the lead because I really didn't think there were penalties. Like, if a guy's skating with his head down, like, your arm is in that spot, he's not leading with he's not chicken winging everybody, right? This kid tonight chicken wing the crap out of Charlie McAvoy. And it's just like, this keeps happening over and over and over again, where it's just like, my God, man, like, at what point does this stop with the Florida Panthers? Well, I mean, tell me, guys, at what point does the Tampa Bay Lightning, Boston Bruins, and Toronto Maple Leafs, how often in their lives have they ever agreed on anything? I mean, in the last 2 years, fellas, they've all agreed on, like, this is just BS, that it happens time and time and time again, and nothing's ever really done about it. And here we go again, right? Now what happens? Charlie McAvoy, now does he get knocked out of the Olympics? Right? I don't want to say the Kastelik hit on Cirelli because I didn't think that was a bad hit. It was just unfortunate. But this hit on McAvoy, a clear shot to the head. And at one point, is the NHL going to put their foot down and say enough is enough? Because if these guys get a 2-minute penalty or a 5-minute penalty, or they get suspended for one game, what is that? What does it matter? It doesn't matter to them. It's not going to deter them from doing it again. And I said this earlier with Eric Erlinson. I know he's been on your show before. I don't think there's any way that I'm playing Brandon Hagel tomorrow night. I'm not worried about them not winning. I'm not worried about them. That's not the big thing with me. To me, the most concern that I have is them headhunting. And it sucks that I have to say that, but it's kind of the nature of the beast.
I know they are going to do some kind of presentation tomorrow for the players going to the Olympics. But I really don't think they're going to play any of the. I mean, I think it's stupid if they play any of the big. But Coop also says these are 2 points. These are 2 points that could come down at the end that we need the 2 points. But he's also knows that he doesn't want to see his players injured, and that could happen. And I don't think the league does anything about it until it's a Bedard or a McDavid or a Marner or something like that. You know, that we've seen where people have gone after Hagel and Cooch and stuff like that, and the league doesn't do anything about that. When you go after a McDavid or one of those league names, they tend to step in and take notice then.
Yeah, and it's sad. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We should. I don't get it. I really don't. Florida Panthers. I don't know. Here's the thing: is if the Lightning don't call anybody up, everybody's gonna have to play because they only have 12 forwards. The only guy that scratched the other night was Max Crozier, so they could go 11-7 maybe, but they're also not going to get to the point of like showing that they're scared kind of thing. And I get that you don't want to act like you're just hiding him for any reason. So there could be like a mystery illness that comes down tomorrow, right? Like Hagel held out because of an illness. He's got the 24-hour bug. But
so you also know Hagel wants to get on that ass and get on that ice and whoop some ass.
Yeah, he wants to play. So sometimes you got to save him from himself. So we'll see.
I think they're all playing
2 goals.
Think about it though. Florida loses tonight. We take them down tomorrow night. They're already in a deep hole. Like they're talking on ESPN like these guys are dead if they don't win both these games, like tonight and tomorrow. So the Lightning, they're going to want to take them out right before this Olympic break. But I'm with you, Jay. I mean, watch your back. Hagel knows more than anyone from the Panthers. Kucherov, Kuch and Vasi are going to play because they're not going to be playing hockey for the next couple weeks. So why would you put JoJo in when Vasi's going to need the work anyway? So I think you're going to see all our big guys playing, but we do have Scotty Up who loves to bash some Panthers. So hopefully it's a little bit less physical of a game when they play hockey. And to answer your question, I don't think anything happens because sometimes they don't call it on the ice. A lot of times they don't give them a fine or a big fine, and you don't see them get suspended all the time. Yes, they've been suspended. Yes, they've gotten fined. But, if anything happened like you saw with us in the preseason and previous games where we did have guys get suspended and get fined, and even our coach and organization getting fined, I mean, how about we match that with them? Because we're not the ones continuously getting these calls or getting these looks. Like they're not even getting calls on some of these from the league. So it's up to the league to make their move. And I think you're right, Schooley. Apparently injuring Brandon Hagel's not enough these days. If they go after someone like a Nate Dogg or McDavid, then maybe they pay attention. But Panthers only play those guys twice a year.
Yeah,
Panthers up 3-2. But former Bolt Mikey Eisema is on hat trick watch.
He's got 2.
He's got the 2 for Boston tonight.
Wow. I mean, I'm just looking at the standings now. The Panthers have 59 points.
Did you see the stands tonight in Sunrise?
No, what happened? Oh,
empty.
Wow. Really? Yeah. No surprise there. They're fair weather fans. That's the way it goes.
So, Jay, I got a pretty good question for you. We saw the reports from the Stadium Series, the viewership, up 30% from last year. The most watched regular season game in the NHL ever on cable TV. 2.1 average, hit 2.5 at the peak. I think the next biggest outdoor game was like 1.9. They pulled in 500,000 more for this game. I know we've had the countdown on for over a year. We've been waiting for this game, and it's not often that you've got so much anticipation for something and it actually destroys everything that you've expected and goes above and beyond that. But what do you think attributes to that viewership? Because we're excited here, but like nationally, I didn't think this game had that much of a buzz to it.
Yeah, I think it has to do with a little bit of everything. I mean, I think that there's a general curiosity that, all right, we kind of worked in Miami, right? And kind of, but they knew that this was fully outdoors, fully outdoors. Is this going to work? How does it not work? There could have been a car crash, right? Like it could have just been awful rain, sun, slush. Like people don't know. So there is a little bit of a novelty to it that I think it attracted some people. There also wasn't a lot of other things. I know the Grammys were on, but outside of the sports world, there really wasn't. Like, obviously you're not going head to head with football. I think that helps too, right? When you're on a big time network as well, that's another thing. When you're under that ABC, ESPN umbrella, that also helps you because you get some casual viewers as well. Then action. A goal 11 seconds in gets a lot of people talking. Oh, wow, there's a goal. Oh, there's a hockey game on. Boom, you put it on, you set it and forget it, and then you go. And then also more goals and more goals and more goals. And, it's a multitude of things. John Cooper's outfit. Whoa, I can't believe he's wearing that. Why is he? There's so many different reasons why even casual fans turn that game on. And then, oh yeah, a goalie fight. So the goalie fight, I think, is probably the biggest thing. Once that happens there in the second period, then everybody's like, wow, here we go. And then the Lightning come back. And then you have stars. And there's just, not only did they bring people in, but they kept people. Right? It's a close game down the stretch, goes to overtime, goes to the shootout, disallowed goes, controversy, Tim McGraw. Like there was so many different things. And it's almost like the conversation that I have about the Rays with, why the attendance is always so low. It's not always a quality of issues, but it's a quantity of issues. And I think there was a quantity of reasons why that so many people were able to tune in, because it was a novelty, because it was an exciting game with early goals, because of the goalie fight, because of Tim McGraw, because of the comeback. So it could not have gone any better there Sunday night at Raymond James Stadium. I am just so blessed that I was there to be able to watch it. And anytime you could beat a team from smelly ass Boston, sign me up, baby. Twice a day, 7 days a week, twice on Sunday. It was a blast.
And you had two teams who had the same exact record in January. They were identical in record. They were both on a winning streak. It was who was going to lose this game. You also had one player from each team talk shit about the ice the night before. And so you had Kucherov and you had, who was it for Boston?
Was it McAvoy, I think it was, maybe?
I think it was McAvoy. Both talked crap about the ice beforehand. So, and then all of a sudden you hear, oh my God, there's possible snow the night before in Tampa. You had the Gasparilla the day before, which a lot of people had heard about that didn't know about. So prepare next year for even more people to be here for Gasparilla because that was on center stage also during this. It was an amazing game. And I was upset that I wanted to have one here at Tampa, but I didn't think it was going to beat Nashville because, you came to when we did the big party in the bar. You were there. After the win in Nashville, we got to see the players in the bars down Nashville. And so I was like, I want to do this one at home, but I want all the rest to be away because I liked everybody traveling in. I like seeing the team out. I like seeing the fans out and about and everything else. But then what happens as the NHL's flying out today? They had the billboard saying, "This is classic," hinting at now we want the Winter Classic.
Right.
So, you got to imagine possibly down the road with the new Rays Stadium, maybe in a dome for a Winter Classic.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think if they do a Winter Classic, it'll probably be Lightning Panthers. And if they do that, it'll probably be north of here. Because, the thing is, February this is like the honey spot, right, for the cold weather. I don't know if we'd get a Winter Classic here because it would have to be in January. And looking at the weather, we don't know, right? It's a risk. I mean, the league would be able to pull it off, but I mean, we've all felt it the last 2 weeks. It's been really cold here. But maybe, yeah, man, maybe you do. Maybe, I mean, listen, what the league has learned is that outdoor hockey can work here. I mean, it takes a little bit of luck as well, but man, they pulled it off, and the ice looked pretty good. Again, Braden Point told me after pregame warmups, he goes, "Yeah, the ice was better today than it was yesterday." So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I love seeing your tweets because it's like sometimes like I'm thinking the same thing, or I just like posted a video or question the same thing because you and I were on the same page, and a lot of people were the other day with like, was this the best outdoor hockey game that the NHL has ever seen?
Yes.
And I mean, I'm biased, but to
Yeah.
me, 100%, like no
Yeah, I
doubt
think it was.
game had it all.
Yeah, it did. It really did. I mean, you had a goalie fight, right? And people remember, it has to be like seminal moments for people to remember, even just casuals. For us, we remember so many different parts about it. But even people in 5 years, 10 years from now, when they say, "Hey, do you remember the game in Tampa?" They go, "Oh, yeah, John Cooper dressing the way he did in the goalie fight." Like that to me holds, that's staying power that is going to be around. And even if you're the most casual NHL fan, you'll remember because of those two things.
And every single fan except for Boston people hate Boston. I mean, everywhere you have other fans who they hate Tampa, but you have other fans that also like Tampa. Oh, Tampa's my second favorite team. You don't ever hear Boston's my second favorite team. Everybody hates the Boston Bruins. So anytime anybody can beat the Boston Bruins, the other fans cheer for it, because if you looked at those message boards afterwards, you had the Boston fans complaining that the officials were in our pocket, but you had every single other team's fans defending the Lightning and making fun of Boston for losing.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like we got to give them, I hate to say this, but we got to give them a little bit of credit. The original 6 team, right? It's an iconic city, right? And yeah, I mean that played a part too, right? It's a big fan base. It's a big city in this country, so their viewership counted too. And the fact that they were there here and they had success, and they have a guy like Pasternak there, and that helps too. That adds to the reasons why people were tuning in.
Well, and I gotta give the because when you look at that game, you saw.
You sound like a tunnel now.
I can't turn it off. There we go. Round of applause, double round of applause, because sure, I mean, there's 65,000 people, right? There's Boston fans, and there were plenty there. But I feel like if you looked at that stadium, it was overwhelming majority Tampa Bay Lightning fans. Wasn't the case down in Miami for the Winter Classic. I mean, the New York Rangers saluted the crowd after they whooped their ass. So, I mean, that was one of the things I was worried about. Like, is it going to be close to 50-50? That's what I didn't think it was going to be more, but I mean, everyone showed up. Everyone showed up. And I don't know how much you got to go around the stadium before the game, Jay. Just the tailgates, like we were bopping all over the place. It was unbelievable. It was so awesome to have. It was like Buccaneers, like at the top of their game when everyone's out there tailgating, but all Lightning fans. It was unbelievable. So I don't know if you got to experience any of that, but it was, I mean, I walked away from it just being like, man, why do they not do this every year? And it was like, well, because it's almost never this cold.
Yeah, and it's also it takes a lot. It took a lot to get that done. You should have seen the all the trucks and all the it just took so many people to be able to get this done. It was wild. I was talking to a couple guys that came over, and they say, yeah, we're gonna be here all night, and we're doing all this, and some people just were up through the night. It was wild. But you're right, I was so thoroughly impressed with how many Lightning fans were there. And I was telling myself before, I said, if it's 50-50, it is what it is, right? It's Boston. It's an original 6 team. And I thought it was 75-25 or 80-20 in favor of the Lightning. And I was so proud of our Tampa Bay fan base. Listen, this is something, again, I'm not one of those people that's ever going to lose my mind over that. I'm sorry. I'm not from here, so I get it, right? We are a place, this is one of the most unique places in the world. And especially if our team's not playing well, there's going to be a large influx of fans from other parts of the world that are going to come here. It's not something that's ever going to change. It's just not. And I refuse to lose my mind over that. And especially if you're in like Buffalo, there was a good amount of Buffalo fans there last night. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, you think you want to live in Buffalo February 3rd? Hell no. You want to go down to Tampa and watch them play the Lightning. So again, I don't want to shake my fist at the Clouds for something that is just going to be here for as long as I'm here. But I was just so thoroughly impressed with everything. And again, the walk-ins, I didn't really want to walk around because I got a spot to be able to sit or stand when the players came in. I was so impressed with Boston first. Those Patriot uniforms, guys, I was looking at them up close. Dude, expensive. Not cheap.
Yeah.
I'm talking like legit, not, oh, wow, they got this from like a Party City or just some knockoff. Dude, the threads were legit. I was looking at that thing. I'm like, dude, that's like it's a couple $100 easy for some of that. It was so freaking badass. And I was like, this is Boston. I hate freaking I hate giving them props, but they earned it. And then to see Tristan Wirfs and Baker Mayfield walk by me and to see all those guys, like, it was iconic, and people lost their freaking mind because everybody, myself included, was like, it's Gasparilla. They're going to dress as pirates. They're going to be badass. Everybody's going to be a badass Captain Jack Sparrow. But this was such a huge hit. And I talked to Gage Gonsalves yesterday. It was me and Ed and Cena. And we were like, yo, so what happened? They go, bro, they came to, I don't know who did it. It was probably the Buccaneers training staff or something. But apparently the Tampa Bay crew went there to Benchmark International Arena, and everybody got fitted for the pads and fitted for the helmet and fitted for the jersey because nothing looked like it. And I know some people are going to say, oh, they look like kickers. But everybody's stuff was like fit them perfectly. I don't know if Vasi was ever going to wear the helmet. I think he was just badass looking at it. He probably didn't want to mess up his hair. But I mean, just Vasi, I thought that looked badass in itself. That Vasi was the only one just like, no, I'm not doing this shit. I'm walking like this. Man, they pulled it off so perfect. And again, it's another win for Team Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing, like I said, it was we had expectations up to here, and they just blew it out of the water. It was unbelievable. And just
the thing I did notice though is, you know, when the jerseys came out, we were like, we don't like them. Then we get to see them in person, and it's like, okay, they look a lot better in person, and you started seeing everybody buying them and everybody wearing them. How many of those ugly mustard ones did you see at Boston? Not many. They were wearing their old black ones and their other jerseys. You saw very few of those Stadium Series Bruins jerseys there. I think I counted at one time what I could see was like 15, but then the black ones was like up to like 100 or something. Did not.
I like to me, again, this is not something that I lose my mind over, like jerseys and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I wear crazy colored shoes to every game. Who the hell am I to judge about other people's stuff, right? I mean, honestly, who the hell cares? But here's the thing. During the entire game, I didn't hear anybody say anything about the jerseys. Not one person. I didn't hear one person say, yeah, this is a great game, but the jerseys sucked. It was cool to be able to see the TBL, to be able to see the numbers on the helmets. Like, yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants to have an opinion when it first comes out. You love it, you hate it. But yeah, I didn't think it was that bad at all. And I thought it was really cool that I saw a lot of those jerseys, to your point, Schoolie, walking into the stadium. I was like, dude, they sold these. They made a killing. I'm waiting for this right here. These are coming. They've got to come. I need to see a full creamsicle Tampa Bay Lightning uniform for one of these games. I thought that would have been great. I understand you want to keep some of the color scheme, but my God, if you made a creamsicle Tampa Bay Lightning jersey that they wore in a game, they would sell those from now until the end of time. People will wear them at Bucks games. People will wear them at Lightning games. Like, think about it. You would not get one of those things just because it's such a novelty and it goes so against the grain of any other jersey that the Lightning have done. And there's no curse because the lightning broke the curse of the creamsicle.
Over. Yeah.
By
Do you
winning that
remember
game.
when they did those hats with the Rays and the Lightning? Those
Right.
hats sold out like
They
real
sold
quick.
like hotcakes. Yep. Just one time. Do it one time.
I think
Everybody says do that one time. You can't overdo it. Just give me one time where they wear a creamsicle and then you move on.
I think this was the chance though, Jay, because Greg
I know.
Wyshynski was on here in December and he reminded us all, like he said his words, Stadium Series, that's when you let your freak flag fly. You go outside the box. The classic, which hopefully we're gonna get next. Home or away? Probably away. I think it'll be away. I'm
Probably
on
away.
I can't wait to see. I love when they incorporate that original crest with the lettering and stuff. I can't wait to see what they come up with, and that's why I was like, well, this was really their chance to do the creamsicle. But you never know. We got many years of Lightning hockey to come. Maybe since they skipped Gasparilla jerseys next year, maybe it's a creamsicle Gasparilla jersey next year. I thought the jerseys looked great in person. They've really grown on me. I'm still not a fan of the two-tone blues, as I wear a bunch of two-tone blue right now. Chest down. I thought, of course, I watched the game Monday night on TV on ESPN. They had the replay on there if anyone wants to go check it out. And I thought on TV they looked great. That yellow popped. Our blue looked great. If you want to see an ugly matchup, the Bruins are wearing theirs right now with the Panthers. They're with their Winter Classics on right now.
The Lightning are going to wear theirs tomorrow, so that's what we know for sure.
2 more times. So tomorrow, and then the Rangers, which is the last game of the season. So you got 2 more chances to see them. That'll be at the bench. And then, if you want to get one, usually once these are gone, they're gone. Yeah. So if you want to get one of these jerseys, get one now. And if you want to get one of these, when these are gone, they are gone too. And we're going to give one away tonight. So if you have not entered Freeze the Bay into your comments here, we're way behind on the comments. Make sure you add that because before we leave tonight, we're going to give out one of these Freeze the Bay jerseys. All right, Jay, are you ready to play a shooter game?
I love games. Let's do this.
We've been on a roll with some games lately. And you're going to get a Stadium Series edition. The good thing about this game is you can't win or you can't lose. We might judge you, but this is a tough game to play. This is going to be blind ranking Stadium Series Tampa moments. So you've seen this before, right?
Of course.
Okay,
Yep.
I got you. Okay, I don't have to explain it. Actually, I will for the people out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, and I couldn't just do 5. I got seven moments from the Stadium Series.
I got to rank 7.
You've got to rank 7. You don't know what's coming next. So Jay's going to be on the spot here. He's got to kind of rate this based on as I give them to him. So
got it.
Again, no losers in this game. And the best part for Schoolie is our guests have been just whooping Schoolie in these games, and he's not playing. All right. So again, 1 through 7.
Got it.
We've got to rank this. So we're going to start with what we just talked about. The entrance, the Lightning rolling in with the Buccaneers in the creamsicle jersey. Where are you going to put that 1 through 7?
God, that's a good one. The Lightning entrance. All right, I'm going to go with 2.
Ooh, up at the top at number 2. Okay.
2.
Right.
Yep.
Tim McGraw, first intermission, the concert. I don't know if you watched it. I was in the bathroom trying to get merch. I missed the whole thing. I'm not a country guy. What do you say, Tim McGraw? 1 through 7?
I'm going to go with my guy Schoolie. That's number 7 to me. Sorry,
I wish I would have been in the bathroom for that.
I heard it didn't sound good, but I'll tell you
what.
Actually,
it wasn't that. Listen, I don't dislike Tim McGraw. I got a couple of his songs that I do like. He played, so I actually thought it was a decent show for what it was, right? But as far as comparing it to everything else that happened, sorry, Tim, you're number 7.
I'll tell you what, that guy was on TV so much. I don't think anyone got more PR than Tim McGraw because I never even seen the guy before. I'm expecting a cowboy hat. He's got his beanie on. Every time I look up, this guy's on a screen. I'm like, who is this guy? Is this like Austin's video coach or something? No, it's Tim McGraw. All right.
No, Tim McGraw is huge. I'm a huge country fan. So, the whole thing I was excited about, from the pre-show to to Tim McGraw. Everything was country in between, and I thought Low Cash put on a better performance than Tim McGraw.
There you go.
All right, moving on. 1 through 7. 2 and 7 are gone. Brandon Hagel's goal with 11 seconds in, the fastest goal in an outdoor game.
I'm gonna go with Let's go with 4 for that Hagel goal.
All right, Hagel's goal at 4.
Yep.
Next up, Kucherov's game-tying snipe. That shot was a rocket.
It was, but it wasn't as important as the Hagel goal, so I'm going to go 5 for that one.
All right, next
I'm
up,
writing them down too.
we talked about it. John Cooper's Cuban Scarface Ybor City inspired suit.
That's definitely number 3. Cooper outfit number 3. Good. I'm liking how this is going. Boys.
Next up, you got 2 left. Vasi versus Swayman fight night at Ray J.
Easy. That's number 1. That's the most iconic moment of the entire thing. As much as I love Cooper's outfit, the numbers don't lie, man. And number 1, got to be number 1.
It's gotta be. And by the way,
I'm so scared of what number 6 is.
I think you saw our guys at Jeff in Smack Apparel. They've got the Vasi fight shirt out.
I wore it today.
Oh, did you?
I wore it today on my.
So go get your Vasi fight night shirt. All right, last one. We know where it's going to be. It's going to be number 6, and that is going to be Jake Gensel's game winner. That's the shootout game winner.
All right, I'll take that. I don't think this is pretty bad. I don't think this is bad at all, guys.
I'm on board with that. So let's recap real quick. Number 1, the goalie fight, Vasi versus Swayman. Number 2, the Lightning entrance in their Buccaneer gear. Number 3 was John Cooper's Ybor-inspired suit. Number 4, Brandon Hagel's goal with 11 seconds in. 5 was Kucherov's game-tying snipe. And then 6 was Jake Gensel's game-winning shootout goal. 7 was good old Tim McGraw during intermission. Hey, not bad. I think we can all agree that you pretty much nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy for everybody for voting for me. I want to thank my guy Thomas Schooley, who nailed his game with Greg Wolf all those weeks ago. I'm just trying to live up to his success. But I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom and dad. I want to thank my niece and all my nieces and nephews. I want to thank my roommate for keeping it down, because her and her boyfriend sometimes it's so loud in here. So I love you guys. Thanks.
Good stuff, man. So did you have? I had 2 questions for you. We'll let you go. Did you have JJ on Monday?
I had JJ. Yeah, I had JJ Moser
Monday.
On Monday.
I didn't get to watch it yet. Sometimes I pop in and I can see you live in between my dang work. But I did not get to go back and watch that yet. How was it? How was talking to JJ Moser?
So JJ I really am close to calling him my best friend. I think now. I think we might be best friends.
Mention anybody that blinded him by accident before he even had his first Lightning practice over in Brandon. Did he?
No. What happened with that?
Off with probably a We the Thunder shirt.
Oh my God, Schooley.
No,
wasn't me.
Oh my God.
I'm over at Brandon getting some hockey stuff. I forget what I was getting over there. And this is the day before training camp. So a lot of the guys are already there and they're doing their practice. So I sit there and watch for a little bit and JJ stays on. And then he's the last one to get off. He's practicing his shots and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's the new guy. We haven't really seen him yet. Let me snap a photo. Never have my flash on my camera. And I have the worst picture of JJ Moser looking right at me as my flash blinds him. So I'm sure he does not remember that at all. But
I'll ask him that tomorrow. He's just the best guy ever. He really is. I'm so glad that he's here. Big Manchester United fan, so we talk about soccer all the time. He's always talking about soccer. I'm like, dude, we got to talk about Lightning because we're here to do a job. But he's great. He'll talk to us for 30 minutes every day before the game. After the game, he doesn't leave. Like everybody else tries to leave and they don't want to talk to anybody. And Mo's just hanging around. He's just asking questions. What's it like being in the media? Was it like, what's the worst part of your job? What's the best part of your job? So I reached out to the Lightning PR and I was like, hey, I know this is a shot in the dark, but you think JJ would come on today? And they were like, hey, we'll put in the ask. And I was already live on my show. And then I got, an email or something, 12:15, 12:20. Yeah, he'll come on at 1:15 today. And he came on and I was, ironically enough, wearing a Manchester United jersey. And he goes, I really, really like your shirts. And yeah, he's just a blast, man. We're so lucky to have him. And yeah, he's going to be here for a long time. So he's a great
extension that was to
unbelievable.
Lock him up in the way he's played. I mean, I've been trolling fans, mostly Colorado fans, with the Mosier greater than sign Makar.
Oh wow!
It's based on. I mean, I'm obviously razzing him up a little bit, but in some of the stat columns, he is. And talk about stats with defensemen, like. Can somebody get a hold of Darren Radish and just keep his feet on the ground? Because, oh my God, what is it? 5-6 straight games now he's got goals?
5 in a row, yeah.
Holy cow, that missing piece, not to knock Hedman and what he's done for so many years at that spot, but I always said, Schoolie, you can back me up on this. I always said, if Hedman just had a little more accuracy on that shot from that spot, unstoppable. No team could stop us on the power play. And to insert a guy like Radish, who's been in and out in the lineup, and the way he's playing, man, that guy's going to make a ton of money and deserves every penny. And I hope he's still here. But man, what a career he's turned this into.
Yeah, and that's why. I mean, I said this on my show today. Like, Artemi Panarin's one of my favorite players. He always has been. I have his hoodie right next to me. But if you bring in Artemi Panarin, you're saying that there's no chance that Darren Radish comes back because that's where that money's going. I also think that it's hard for me to watch these games and watch a guy like Darren Radish who's completely transformed this power play, who has 17 goals on the year, who has scored in 5 games straight, who has played fantastic 5-on-5 with JJ Moser, to think that he's not going to be on the team next year. Now, I was in the fireside chat about a month and a half ago with Julien BriseBois with a small, a portion of the members of our community, the media here, and he looked at us and he said, Darren Radish is in line for a life-changing contract. And it just sucks it sounded like, it's tough to speculate, right, guys? But you
sound like a goodbye. It sounded like a goodbye.
It felt like this is out of our hands. He's playing too good. And here's the thing. If he's been like this his entire career, I don't know if it's that hard of a decision, right? But with that being said, he was a healthy scratch in the beginning of this year, right? When you have everybody together, was he out there? No, he was a guy that was a healthy scratch. And I said on my show, him and Gage Gonsalves have to pick it up. And they did. They both did. Obviously, Ratty a lot more than Gage, but I think Gage has played really well as well, especially on that line with Dominic James and Jake Gensel. But I just, and I said, hey, you kind of, all right, I get it, Julien. But think about that. In the last 6 weeks, he's been on a tear. He's been the best offensive defenseman in the game. That's not hyperbole. That's just happening. He's got the 3rd most goals in the league. You're talking about the guy that scored 5 straight, most power play goals from a defenseman. The guy's legit, and he's a good dude. He's a little bit of a late bloomer. So what happens? If you bring him, listen, if he gets $8 million somewhere for 5 years and he gets $40 million, God bless you, buddy. It's life-changing money. His dad's got stage 4 cancer. He's now a father of 2. It's like he's making like around $1 million a year. You're telling me that you can sign a contract next year? I don't care if you're playing in Timbuktu. You're getting $40 million guaranteed. It's hard to say don't sign there. Stay here, right? But with that being said, if a guy like Julien BriseBois says, hey, we'll sign you on a 5-year, because remember, he's no spring chicken either, right? It's not like he's 24. If Julien says, hey, we'll give you 4 years for $6 million and you can make 24, does that entice him to stay? Maybe. But here's the other thing. That's a lot of money tied up to your decor. Because you got Hedman, you got McDonough, you just signed him. You got JJ Moser, that extension kicks in, that bumps it up 3.5. Luckily, McDonough goes down 2.5. But I look at Erik Chernak too. I mean, if you bring in Radish and you keep Radish, do you move Erik Chernak? Because you got to cheapen something. You got to cheapen something on your blue line. Because the one thing that's worked really well during this entire run with all these guys being hurt is that Stu's not making any money. Declan Carlisle's not making any money. Emil Lilleberg, I know he's been hurt, but he's not making any money. Like all the Croziers, all these guys are not making any money. When I say any money, it's $1 million or less. It's hard because they love Chernak, and you just signed Ryan McDonough. And part of the reason why you signed that Ryan McDonough extension is because of him and Chernak being that shutdown pair that everybody respects around the league that already have 2 Stanley Cups on their resume. So to move him would be a shock to the system. It really does. I mean, because then you say, all right, well, who plays the best with McDonough? We don't know. The Lightning love lefty ready on defense. Eric Chernak is a very physical guy. He's not a big hitter, not a big fighter, but he's physical. He's tough to move, and he's intimidating. He really is. Other teams don't take as much liberties with the Lightning when he is on the ice because he is a tough son of a gun. Now, he does have injury concerns. He does get banged up every year. And he's also one hit away from possibly being out because he's had some concussions in the past. So there's a lot of it's a very nuanced conversation and a very interesting decision that Julian Breezewell has to make. It'd be very easy for him to just look at Darren Radish and go, he priced himself out. But you look at the power play, that was absolute dog crap since Stamkos has left. Now it's legit. They figured it out. It's not, all right, we're going to feed the guy in the office. We're going to try to pigeonhole a guy like Point or Bjorkstrand. Or no, now your main firepower is coming from the blue line. It's coming from the point. And now that guy on the left, he doesn't have to be a right-handed shot. You can have him set everybody else up. That's why Hagel's been working out there. He can help you retrieve the puck. And that's the way that they've adapted this man advantage. So it's a very developed, very nuanced question and problem. And I don't envy John Cooper and Julian Breezewell because what they do in the next 6 to 12 months as far as allocating this cap space is going to tell you a lot on what this team is going to do and how successful they're going to be over the next 3 to 5 years.
And what does that also say about Radish, who this team usually does not negotiate during the season? It's very rare that we see any kind of contract extensions during the season. And then you have a news conference with JBB who basically says we're not offering him a contract right now, whether it's he deserves it or whether it's not something we're going to offer him. But for him to still play this caliber, because a lot of players, when they hear that, will be like, I'm not getting a contract next year. They've signed everybody else on this defense except for me. And he still continues every night to put on a top performance. And one thing about Panarin, thankfully he went to the West. It would have been real bad had he stayed in the East. So glad he's to the West. But Radish has this team shows you more and more from each player top down, from Vinix, which was really sad he couldn't come to the Stadium Series. We didn't mention that because he had gotten injured in a snowmobile accident in Norway, so he wasn't able to make it. But all the way from Vinnick, all the way down to every player, that this is a first-class team where you have this kind of contract things that sometimes get in the way and ruin a locker room. And it hasn't. It's just made it that much better.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think he looks at what happened with Stamkos and Killorn and Palat and like some of those guys that they didn't negotiate during the year. So I don't know if he's surprised. And listen, when you're going through what he's gone through, again, second child, dad dealing with stage 4 cancer, like sometimes it's easy to compartmentalize what's going on the rink, at the rink, on the ice, right? It's just hockey at the end of the day. So if you can just kind of put all of your focus and all of your energy into that, I think that's, in a weird way, it's kind of the easy thing to do in your life at that time. And as far as putting your feelings and emotions into it, I don't know if and I think for Julian, it's not a personal thing with him. I think this is a data accumulation type of thing. He's trying to see, all right, where are we down the stretch? Does Darren Radish finish with 25 goals this year? He's got 17. Does he finish with 25? Does he finish with 27? Does he get 60 points? Does he contribute a big time in the postseason? Like, that may drive his price up, but it also may tell Julian, like, maybe we should try to keep him, right? But if he takes a step back, let's say everybody gets healthy, right? Let's say Dastu comes back and Lilleberg comes back and all these defensemen are healthy and you have 7 or 8 guys, and then he's not playing as much and then he's not playing as well. Then Julian will go, I can't pay for this. I got to pay for this. And that's the thing that you get from a Chernak. That's the thing you get from a McDonough is like you get this. You don't get highs and lows, especially when they're together. And I would love, and I saw a great comparison today to Mark Giordano, who had a real great late surge in his life where he won the Norris Trophy with Calgary and played up there in Seattle. They're trying to say it was that, but Giordano was a guy that wasn't as offensively gifted as a guy like Darren Radish. Now, other teams too could look at it and say, well, maybe he won't play that well without a guy like Nikita Kucherov feeding him the puck, which is a fair question to ask if you're a team that's looking to bring in a guy like that. But a right-handed defenseman, guys, we've seen it for years. Those guys are so valuable. You cannot.
And 100 miles an hour shot.
Yeah, it's a relief pitcher in baseball. Those kind of things. Like you can never have enough of those guys. And for him, he was mad last night. He goes after his talk. He said, "Jay, how hard was that slap shot?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "How hard was that slap shot?" I'm like, "I don't know, bro." And then Ed Encini goes over and he goes, 98. And he goes, 98. And I'm like, pick it up, bro. And I walked up, pick it up, bro. 98. Come on. I go, and I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'd rather you shoot the puck 98 and hit the net and score with 25 seconds left than shoot 100 and miss the net by a mile. So he's incredible. He's got the most shots over 90 miles per hour this year. And again, I'm having a tough time thinking he's not going to be on the team next year. He just needs to continue to play well, because if he plays like that, in the pairing with JJ Moser and being an absolute stud on the blue line, on the power play, this team is going to be really, really tough to beat, because that's just one part of what makes this team so good. And I don't know if anybody knew going into the season that he was going to play as big of a role as he has.
No, it's a good problem to have for the team. The way that they're playing right now, everything's kind of coming together. It's different from these last couple of years. Like this doesn't seem like another year of a first round exit. This team seems different. They're super confident right now. They're never out of game, like we saw at the Stadium Series. Biggest comeback in franchise history. Last night, Buffalo scores with 5 left. And by the way, Buffalo looks really good. And ESPN told you how many times if you watch the game on TV, how good they've been lately. But that's a really good young team. And I never thought the Lightning were out of it. And Ratty, 25 seconds left. Bam. Jake Gensel is as clutch as they come lately. Kucherov is Nikita Kucherov. 75 points in 35 games. Nobody's ever scored more than that. Not McDavid, not McKinnon since 2000. I'd like to know what happened before 2000. I guess we're in like Gretzky days.
Yeah, we don't compare it to Wayne Gretzky.
No, we cut it off at the century. My Lord, like Cooch has entered the Hart conversation. Cooper, I mean, they were harping all night on the ESPN broadcast. It sounds like Cooper's going to get a real shot at finally getting that. There has been no better time to be a Lightning fan than right now. It feels like 2020, 2021, 2022 again. And I'm strap in the seatbelt, because we get a little break here and we get some Olympic hockey, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait. But then we've got this sprint to the end, which is going to decide who we're going to play, because we're still we got an advantage. We got the games in hands, but it's going to be this sprint to the end of the season to really see how things shake out. And we're going to be the favorites in the East as we go here. So my last question for you is, put yourself in JBB's shoes. He's never really been the guy that just kind of sticks with the team. Maybe this year's different, but if you were JBB, do you make a move? And who have you thought about that? Who do you think you would bring in if you were the GM of the Lightning at the trade deadline?
Yeah, it's tough because they have centers when everybody's healthy, right? And I think you would try to get a right-handed shot that can help you on the face-offs, right? But he'd have to be a guy that can play. You can't just have him out there. A guy like Glendening was so good in that aspect. But if he was playing, right, you're not getting offensively. I would love to see Jack Finley be that guy, but unfortunately, he looked a little slow to me last night. He's got to get back to skating a little bit. So it's got to be a right-handed shot. I know some people are going to talk about, you got to replace Bjorkstrand. I think they're just going to ride it out with Bjorkstrand. Just ride it out for this year. His 5 point, whatever it comes off the books. He scored the goal last night. 8 of his 9 goals have come on the man advantage. There's no need to move Bjorkstrand. You can if you want to, but you don't need to move him. He's not a bad guy. He's not upsetting the apple cart. He's a bottom 6 guy right now, and he works his ass off. He's a smart hockey player. He doesn't kill you. Now, he doesn't help you necessarily as much as you thought when you brought him in. You thought he was going to be a 20-goal scorer, but he doesn't hurt you either. So I think it's almost like you know what you got from Oliver Bjorkstrand. I don't know if I would upset the apple cart, man. I don't know if I would make a move. Like, I would even think about them maybe making a move to get a guy out rather than having a guy go in. Like Declan Carlisle, to me, when everybody's healthy, you have to send him down. He's not going to pass through waivers. The kid has played really, really well. So I think moving Declan Carlisle for a 3rd or 4th round pick to help you and to kind of help the future of this team, I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world, because when everybody's healthy, they got a little bit of everything. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. They can play with Sabrin, Douglas, and Finley. When these offensive players come back, what happens with those lines? Then you're talking about Nick Paul on the 4th line again, right? We don't know. And then you can always bring guys up. You never know if you want to dip into the Dylan Dukes or the Connor Geekeys and things like that. So, yeah, I don't necessarily think that you have to go. Or Wojciech Stachowiak, who's going to be representing Wojtek Stachowiak, who's going to be representing Germany in the Olympics with Leon Draisaitl. That's another guy, because if Stachowiak goes and he crushes it for Germany, even in a small sample size, and somebody else, they need to call a guy up, he's going to be one of the first guys. And I thought he was one of the best Lightning players in the preseason. So I don't see the need for them to necessarily make a move, which is a really, really good sign for the Bolts.
Yeah, great problems to have right now. Like I said, this team's different than we've had the last couple of years. All right, we'll get you out of here. Schoolie, you don't go anywhere. We're not done yet, but let's let Jay go get some rest. He's a hardworking man. Let the people know. I feel like most people that are watching this show are hopefully tuning in to the Jay Retcher podcast. You're usually live at noon, Monday through Friday, right?
Yes, sir. Noon to 2 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. I'm still going to call it Twitter forever. Twitter/X. I'm going to call it both. But yeah, follow me on all social media platforms at JRetcher. You see it there on the screen. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Live pretty much every home game. So tomorrow, live at noon from Benchmark International Arena. We'll hear from John Cooper and some of the players. And it should be fun. I wanted to answer this real quick from Matthew Orozco. I see in the chat. I thought Carlisle is waiver exempt. He is not. Max Crozier is a guy that can get sent down without having to go through waivers. Unfortunately, Declan Carlisle is a guy that would have to pass through waivers. So that's a good question. But that's what we're wondering last night. Why was Carlisle playing, not Crozier? I reported early on in the day that there was 10 different teams in the National Hockey League there outside of the Lightning and Buffalo watching that game up in the press box. So that's why you want to follow me on Twitter/X, because I'm in the arena looking for different stories and talking to John Cooper last night. I got a chance to talk to John Cooper after the press conference and ask him about Anthony Cirelli. Very, very sad story for Tough Tony. Saw him yesterday. My heart goes out to the kids. So yeah, follow me at Jay Retcher, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and you're one of my favorites because you're not to knock anyone else out there in the media, but hockey, you love hockey, and we can tell. And you're a generalist too. You're talking about the Rays, you're talking about the Bucks, you're talking about University of Tampa baseball at times. So it's a great program, and you get some kick-ass guests. So
thank you, buddy.
If you're not tuning in, you better be. Jay, we gotta hit up Beckles, and we gotta see if we can get a little dignitary little Team USA watch party, because we
did that. Yeah, we did that.
He did it during the Four Nations with us, remember?
So I think we got to figure out how to recreate that. Maybe we won't have the cameras running, but maybe we'll have a little watch We the Thunder Retcher watch party.
Yeah, we could do that.
Team
USA.
We
can do that. We'll talk. It's got to be for one of the big games, so it'll be from when US plays Canada, and it's got to be a day where I'll talk to Ian. I'll see him. I was supposed to see him today, but he's moving. He's doing some moving stuff, so I didn't get a chance to see him. But I'll talk to him. We'll make it happen.
I might swing by there before on my way to the game tomorrow. I can't miss the Cats coming to town tomorrow for our next couple weeks. So Jay, appreciate you again. We'll see you around the rink. And hey, man, we appreciate everything you do.
You guys are the best. Thank you, man. I'll always here for you guys. Let me know.
All right. That is Jay Retcher. We'll let him out with the So if you guys have not yet, there is a contest going on, and you should see your name pop up on the screen here. I'm going to give you a couple minutes here. We're going to go for 5 more minutes before we do this drawing. All you have to do is in your comment, add hashtag freeze the bay, or you don't even have to have a comment. Just put hashtag freeze the bay in there. It is for the shirt that I have on. We'll send it out to you tomorrow. It's a Freeze the Bay shirt. It's got the patch design that Thomas Schooley made. If you like it, I made it. If you don't, Schooley made it. On the back is our logo and patch design. So you'll be repping us. So if you don't want to rep us, just don't enter the contest. But hashtag freeze the bay. And yeah, I was going to bring up, for this last 5 minutes, Cirelli injured in that Stadium Series game, will not play in the Olympics. I just saw them announce Sam Bennett down in Sunrise for their little pre-Olympics celebration announcement that he's basically the one who's taken that spot.
Isn't this odd? Because this is the one when the Olympic teams were announced, I said Cirelli, I didn't believe deserved that spot, that Bennett deserved that spot over him. And then here Cirelli gets hurt, and Bennett is the replacement. And I really thought Bennett was the one that got kind of pushed out for Cirelli. So I don't want Cirelli injured. No way do I say that. But I feel like now this is the correct thing for Bennett to be on that team. As much as I can't stand the Panthers, I think if you go by, no matter what kind you go for, whether it's this year's record, whether it's his career, whether it's last year's play, whether it's 4 Nations play, Bennett deserved it over Cirelli.
I'm gonna go with Michelle's comment, which I hope is gonna cover your video. Yes, it does. Bennett is POS FKM. You're exactly right, Michelle Blevins. Screw
He is.
I
He is.
almost muted this dumbass's mic for even saying
But
that.
if you're Team Canada, that's what you want.
No,
If you're Team
want our
Canada, that's what you want.
I want our
By
guys.
the way, if you are going to the game tomorrow, they are giving a pin trading set. You will get a Bolts Canada pin, Team Canada pin, a Bolts USA pin, and then 2 random other pins from teams that the Lightning are represented. So it's going to be 4 pins in total. You automatically get a USA one, you automatically get a Canada one, and then you will get either Sweden. What else? What are we? Sweden, Czech. What other countries are we representing?
Russia.
No. So you'll get those. So it's 4 actual pins and they're doing pin trading. So look for that. That's supposed to be for everybody, not like yesterday's bobbleheads. That was the first 5,000, which really isn't cool because basically the club people and everything that get in early got most of the bobbleheads, and they're already up for sale for $80 each.
These people, I'll remind you, if you watch this show long enough, Schooley and I will usually get these giveaways, and if it's something cool, like I'll keep it, but we usually give them away. If you come to our watch parties or, just hang out with us long enough and watch this show, we try to grab some stuff for you guys. If my wife doesn't take it, but I shame her for that. And by the way, the schedule is going to change a little bit here. The Lightning have their last game for a couple weeks here tomorrow against the Panthers, and then they are on a 2.5 week break. We will be live, right? Next week. I still want to go live next week.
Yes.
We'll take the 18th off, and then the 25th, I believe, Toronto's coming to town, the rare Wednesday game. So I think what we're going to do is move that show to the 26th, maybe. But either way, 11th, we will be here. 18th, we will take our little spring Olympic break. But we're really only going to miss 1 week here for the Olympics. We'll jump on and talk about what's going on for the Olympics. Probably no guests.
All right, let's pick a winner and get out of here.
Yes, a winner for the Freeze the Bay jersey. We have not done enough
Shirt.
live giveaways.
Not jersey. Sure.
Yeah, jersey, sure. I call mine a jersey, which looks like a shirt.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Randomly selected by Thomas Schooley's favorite chatter. Just kidding. It's just a roll of the dice here. And the winner is Debbie 2016. You are the winner. So Debbie, if you're out there, yeah, you're on YouTube. Heck yeah. Hit us up. Hopefully you're still out there watching. Put a message in the YouTube chat or send us the email. I think the easiest way.
That's Facebook.
No, it's not. Is it? I have it small.
You see the little blue F next to her name? That would be Facebook.
Yeah, but I see the little YouTube logo on the screen where she commented. So she might also be on Facebook. Which, by the way, maybe a smart move, because I think you can work the system when we do these giveaways. You can go on one platform and go do it on the other platform. Either way, Debbie, reach out to us on Facebook, or X is probably your best way to private message us. We just need to know your address and your size. All right, so I'm going to be at the game tomorrow, so say hi if you are at the game tomorrow and you see me there. We've got our Stadium Series jerseys for one more, I guess, second to last time. Big game with the Panthers coming into town. We can almost put the nail in the coffin if we beat them tomorrow night. I don't know how their game's shaking out tonight, but it would go a long way.
They're winning 4-2.
Yeah, screw them. So we need to beat them tomorrow night. So, man, what a week of Lightning hockey. What a month of Lightning hockey it's been so far. Schoolie, you got anything else for the people here?
What a season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, the Stadium Series, if you were there, congratulations. I don't know if we could ever top that. That was the best moment that I can think of outside of being there when they won the Stanley Cup. There's no greater feeling than that game that night.
Yeah, I told somebody I would have paid double, maybe even triple of what I paid, which was nice to be there. So yeah, when you get these opportunities, you got to be there. And I mean, it could have been a complete disaster. It looked like it was going to be a complete disaster.
That's what I said. If I froze my ass off, spent all day there, did so many Jello shots, and paid the money for that kind of ass whooping, I was going to be pissed.
Oh, give it one critique, and I'll start because I'm kind of pissed off about this. In the first place I saw you, I had to choose what line to get into. I probably chose the wrong one. They had the merchandise line outside, and then right next to it was the line to get in the NHL pregame. I wanted to do the pregame so I could get on with the rest of the day. I never even got a chance to even see the merchandise. All of those lines were so long. I waited in one at intermission and missed the whole concert because I didn't really care for Tim McGraw anyway. And I didn't even get to where you could see merchandise. Like, so I wish that I had a chance to buy something at the game. That I think was one of the only misses. The other, we already talked about leading up to the game, the in-game host, which we talked about the Savannah Bananas guy, but they brought in the woman who is the Islanders in-game host, who was mostly the person on the mic. I mean, this is Tampa. This is Greg Wolf's team in town. Two misses to me. I wanted some merch and I wanted some Greg Wolf.
I thought the Gasparilla thing, I think they went too far. I think the scroll thing at the beginning was really stupid. And I think Hetty said it. I think it was Hetty who said it when people asked why they didn't go with the Gasparilla thing for the arrivals. And he said that was the day before. I just thought it was, if they were going to do Gasparilla, they could have done it a little bit better than that. Them reading the scrolls. I thought that was kind of stupid. And then that the whole thing with when Baker came out and that was a whole weird thing with the money going to Rob Higgins. That was kind of strange. And I've seen a lot of criticism, like, how are you going to teeter $1 million for cancer research and then say we're not going to give you the $1 million, we're only going to give you 200,000 for cancer research. It would have been better if they just said we're going to give you the full $1 million, because that was a big criticism I saw online.
Yeah. And by the way, we're nitpicking. Like,
yes, there wasn't many things I like about that game.
Although I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was there when they won in 2021 in person. I guess I have to put that one above. So I guess best regular season game.
Yes. By far.
Too. So we're being petty. I don't want people to think, well, we're crapping on the whole event. Like, those were just a couple things that were like, huh? All right. Anyway, we will be back.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. This is We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder. See you next week.
That's it?
Get on up. It's time. Get on up. It's time. You say what's the time for? It's time for Shooter and who? Shooter and Schoolie. It's We the Thunder. We're talking